We've received dispatches from Camelot. There's a letter for you. Don't be up late. We'll be riding on to Dublin Moor at first light.
What does it say?
It's from Valiant. Dear Arn, I trust your journey with Sir Pellinor to the south has provided you and Rowan with many adventures.
If only that were true.
Here in Camelot, we have had much excitement of late. I couldn't wait to share with you the extraordinary events that have happened here.
Only a few days after your departure, King Ian of Cangary arrived in Camelot from the north. We've all heard the tales of Ian, the great Iron King, and of his fierce battles against the Saxons and Danes in the North Territories. But to see him in the flesh is to know that all those tales must certainly be true. Just to look at Ian made it easy to understand why our king wanted so desperately to bring him into the fold. He would make a mighty addition to Camelot and the new order.
Valiant, I understand you're to attend to the needs of Ian's delegation during their stay with us. It speaks well of Arthur's affection for you. A high honor indeed.
Perhaps. But to be honest, Merlin, the man frightens me a little.
The man frightens everyone. He's a true warrior king in the old tradition, where might still makes right. It will be no easy task for Arthur to convince him there is a better way.
In the north, we have long heard rumors of the New Order and of your wondrous Camelot, King Arthur. I believe it was curiosity as much as your offer of alliance that brought us here.
Now that you are here, what do you think?
I think you'll have to show me more than a fancy castle and a room full of out-of-work knights before we can do business. Forgive me, I'm a blunt man. Unlike Derek, I speak more eloquently with a sword. I'm afraid your noble ideals will be of little worth to me in battle, Arthur. I'd prefer to be armed with something more substantial when my enemies come to call.
It seems an enemy of mine has done just that.
Duncan and Robert!
You know those men?
We once crossed swords in Bridgeford.
Forgive the intrusion, Your Majesty, but these men insisted on seeing you. The taller one claims to have known you some years ago. He says his name is Baron Duncan Draconarius.
I remember the man, as does my wife. Take them to my study. I'll join you shortly. I ask your indulgence, Ian. This shouldn't take long. Music! Duncan!
It's been a long time, Arthur.
I'll speak to this man alone, Gawain.
Well, Arthur, are you surprised to see me?
What foul purpose has brought you here?
Why would you instinctively assume my purpose to be a dishonorable one?
I know very well what you think of Camelot. You detest it, and me, and all we stand for.
You're wrong, Arthur. As far as I'm concerned, our differences are in the past. I'm a changed man, as you see.
A snake, even after it has shed its skin, is still a snake.
I assure you, Arthur, my brother and I are here for one purpose only, to beg the favor of your hospitality.
You expect hospitality? Here, in my castle? You are as much a madman as you are a scoundrel.
I was driven from my shire at the hands of your young Prince Valiant.
Because you were a violent and abusive ruler.
It was my shire! No one had the right to tell me how to run it! Arthur, I have no home, no money, nowhere to turn. In the name of the friendship we once shared, allow me shelter, if only for this one night.
You shall have it, Duncan, for as long as you wish. Our home is yours. Gawain?
Your Majesty.
See that the Baron and his brother are provided with a warm bath and a change of clothes. Then settle them in guest quarters within the castle. Yes, Arthur?
He will remain under my roof this one night only. Now get him out of my sight, Gawain!
Of course, Your Majesty. If you would be so kind, sir, as to follow me. Dear Guinevere,
Thank you.
That was not worthy of you, Arthur. He was in need, and you would have denied him food and shelter? You would have sent him away?
As far from us as possible. I don't trust him, Gwyn. Not near you or my kingdom.
Can you still be so full of hatred after all these years? Arthur, Duncan was your best friend.
His devious soul and greedy nature betrayed that friendship. It wasn't until after I had told him I hoped to win your hand that he started courting you. That is an act of treachery I have never forgotten or forgiven.
But Arthur, it was you I married.
And from the moment you did, Duncan has lived to destroy me. Now you want me to give him shelter, a wolf in amongst the sheep.
Whatever he was, Arthur, he is now in need of our help. To call him a wolf among sheep is to exaggerate.
Is it? We shall see, Gwyn. We shall see!
So far, so good, Robert. Now all that remains is to find this King Ian and cut him from Arthur's flock.
Can't we cut him from the flock tomorrow? I'd almost forgotten how good this feels.
Enjoy it while you can. We're leaving tonight.
But Duncan, what if Ian won't listen to you?
There is one worry always playing at the edges of a king's mind. The possibility of rebellion in his kingdom. When Ian learned that it was an emissary of Camelot who drove me from power, when he understands how this new order spurred my people to revolt, he'll listen all right. Arthur and his dream of a grand alliance with the North will be forever crushed.
I'll be in my chambers should you need me. Sleep well, my lord.
And you, Derek. Good night.
What are you doing there?
What is this?
Take him.
What's going on? Where are you taking me? I've done nothing. Arthur, for goodness sake, why are you doing this to me?
I demand justice! My most trusted advisor lies dead within your walls, Arthur! I want his murderer punished!
Ian, the man whom we suspect to be guilty of the crime is already in our dungeon.
What in God's name is he doing in your dungeon? His head should be under your sword!
This is Camelot, not Glengarry, King Ian. Here we handle these matters differently.
Enlighten me, wizard. Tell me how you handle matters in Camelot.
The accused will be brought to trial. He will be judged by a tribunal of his peers, not by my sword or yours.
Judged by his peers? This should be the judge, and any king worth his salt would know it.
In my kingdom, the rule is by law, not by violence. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we will play this out by your rules, for now. But if your justice does not give me what I want, you will pay dearly for it.
I'm afraid, Merlin. And you know what frightens me the most?
What, Arthur?
I'm afraid for myself. Merlin, I want Duncan's head even more than Ian does.
It is a hard thing, Arthur, when a man is caught between the theories of his mind and the passions of his heart.
Indeed. Indeed. You all know the way this is done. Those who draw the 3 short straws will be the ones who will sit in judgment of the accused. It has been decided. We have our tribunal. Sir Gawain, Sir Hector, and Sir Bryant. May God grant each of you the wisdom to know the truth.
The accused, Your Majesty.
Knights of Camelot, we are met here today, according to the laws of the kingdom, to pass judgment on this man, the Baron Duncan Draconarius, who stands accused of the crime of murder. Magistrate, proceed with the trial.
Last night, the court advisor to King Ian of Kengari fell to his death at the hands of the man who owns this dagger. Do you recognize this blade, Baron Draconarius?
No.
Prince Valiant, come forward. Repeat for this tribunal what you witnessed last night.
This is my accuser?
Silence!
I will not be silent! This boy led a rebellion against me in the Shire I once ruled. He is a troublemaker and a liar.
Hold your tongue! Speak, Valiant.
I was attending King Ian's delegation during their stay here in Camelot. My chamber was next to the one occupied by Derek, King Ian's advisor. I had just gone to bed when I heard a man shout. I got out of bed quickly, took up my sword, and I went out into the corridor. As I came into the hall, I heard footsteps. When I turned, I saw a man running up the stairs. Then I heard a woman scream, and I went to the rail. It was then that I saw Derek, dead below.
The man who ran, he also attacked a palace guard, but the guard did not get a clear look at his face. Were you able to recognize him?
Yes, I think so. I think it was Baron Draconarius.
No, don't believe him! He's lying!
Valiant, it was the Baron you saw running up the stairs, was it not?
I can't be absolutely certain. It was dark. He was moving so quickly,
But you thought it to be the Baron. That is what you told the king. Was it not, Valiant?
Yes, that is what I told him.
Take your seat. By law, if anyone wishes to speak on behalf of the accused, he may do so now.
I wish to speak. My dear brother Duncan was with me in our quarters all night. From the moment we arrived to the moment he was dragged from his bed by the ruffians who called themselves Camelot guards. Which, may I add, Robert, have mercy on me. Be still. My brother is a good and gentle man who has never harmed anyone. If I were you, King Arthur, I would get down on my knees and beg him to forgive me for subjecting him to this outrage.
Does anyone else wish to speak? Does the accused have anything to say in his own defense?
What good will it do me to speak? This trial, as you call it, is nothing but a prelude to my execution.
The tribunal will now adjourn to pass judgment. We will reconvene in these chambers once a verdict has been reached. Guard, escort the prisoner to his cell.
I say, let's hang the swine and be done with it. We all know he's guilty.
But can we really be sure of that, Gawain?
The Baron is a snake. Everyone knows that.
Valiant did say he wasn't certain that the Baron was the man he saw on the stairs.
Oh, come now, Bryant. Do you really believe it was anyone else?
But we have no proof. Can you, in good conscience, hang the man as long as there is even the slightest doubt of his guilt?
I'll hold the rope.
I don't know. I think it went rather well. I think you have a chance. What do you think, Duncan?
I think that Arthur is a man like any other. I shall be dead before the sun is set.
Valiant was treated a bit harshly, don't you think?
He did us no favors.
He did what was right. He spoke the truth. It's the most you could ask of any man.
I know, Merlin. Of course you're right. It's just that I have this terrible doubt. Will it work? Or will this new order of mine turn against me?
It is time to find out, Arthur.
Judgment on the accused will now be rendered in accordance with the laws of Camelot. Gentlemen, what say you?
We find the accused not guilty.
What?
Not guilty?
No! He is a murderer! I demand his head!
Silence! The law must be upheld. I shall abide by the tribunal's decision. Release the prisoner. Put him on his horse. See that he is gone from here immediately.
You're letting him walk away? What kind of a spineless creature are you? A man who lacks the strength to punish his enemies? A king who cowers behind the whims of his subjects? As long as I live, I vow that Kengari will never enter into an alliance with the cowardly likes of you, Arthur!
Oh, Arthur, I'm so sorry.
Not now!
Arthur!
It seems passion is to triumph over reason after all.
What are you going to do? Arthur?
Leave me alone.
Oh, Merlin, talk to him.
Stay out of this, Merlin.
Arthur, judgment has been passed. It is not your place to undo what the law has already decreed.
The man is guilty, and yet he goes free. New order is a failure, Merlin. It doesn't work.
But it has worked, Arthur, and will again. You know that it is better to free 100 guilty men than take the life of one who is innocent.
Enough words, Merlin. I'm sick of words. I want action. Out of my way, woman!
No, Arthur, please wait. Arthur, don't do this. Valiant, please stop him.
Your Majesty! Oh, those idiots! That ridiculous tribunal! Oh, you did it, Duncan! You got away with murder!
Did I?
Look at him. He's gone mad. He means to kill us both. Come on! Hurry, Duncan, hurry!
As you can see, I am unarmed.
I haven't come to fight you, Duncan.
What then, Arthur? To execute me?
Get down off that horse and onto your knees. Now! Admit it. You killed that man. You're guilty. I want to hear you say it. Say it! Ah! I hereby pass a new sentence upon you, Duncan Draconarius. A just one. Death by the sword!
No! No, my king! Your Majesty, please! Please listen! Before we had ever met, you spoke to me. In a dream, you called me to Camelot, to the new order, to a world where men live not by the sword, but by the light of honor and justice.
This is no business of yours, boy.
Your Majesty, I believed what you said. I crossed a continent to follow my dream. Please, allow me to go on believing in it.
All right, Valiant. All right. Go, before I change my mind. Let's go home.
Your Majesty, someone is here to see you.
Duncan!
Arthur, this new way of yours, it is a good thing. I wish to pledge my faith to it.
Why?
It is truly an amazing thing. It gave me my life when there was good cause for me to lose it.
Consider what you're doing carefully, Duncan. You understand I will have no choice but to see that you are sent to Kengari, to King Ian.
I think it is time at long last to do what is honorable.
Arn, I wish you and Rowan could have been there with me, to see the wondrous ideals of Camelot working what can only be described as a miracle. I miss you both, and dream of the day
that we are all knights in the service of King Arthur and the Round Table.
Me too.